This is PharmaForum web editor Nicole Raleigh at LSX World Congress in Lisbon, Portugal for 2026. And with me today is Paulo Neves, who is CMO of Xeltis, a leading developer of transformative implants that enabled the natural creation of living and long-lasting vessels. Pleasure to speak with you, Paulo.
Likewise, Nicole.
So the ambition of Xeltis is to improve standards of care for millions of patients who undergo vascular surgery every year, including haemodialysis access and coronary arterial bypass surgery. The natural creation of living and long-lasting vessels reduces the risk of thrombosis, stenosis, calcification, and infection, which are often the root cause of vascular failure. So, Paulo, I was wondering if you could tell us about Xeltis's proprietary endogenous tissue restoration, or ETR-based platform. I believe the technology is driven by Nobel Prize-winning breakthroughs in polymer technology.
That's right, Nicole. We are talking about a very unique technology based on supramolecular polymer, which is a different class of polymers that we normally use in the clinic. And these polymers can actually be slowly degraded by the body, which means that the body will self-create its own vessel, right? So after a few months after implant, we see a lot of tissue buildup as the polymer starts degrading. And what left behind, it's a natural vessel.
Wonderful. And what sort of landscape of unmet need is that innovation looking to ameliorate?
So our flagship program is Access, as you said, which is an hemodialysis conduit that we are building. And in this field, the patients need a vascular access to be connected to the dialysis machine. The current solutions are very weak in terms of reintervention rates, which are very high, and in terms of infection rates, also very high. Patencies are not also the best in this field, which makes these patients to have a poor quality of life. They have to undergo, on top of dialysis, quite a lot of interventions and associated procedures to keep their lifeline, the so-called lifeline, working. So at Xeltis, we are trying to create this new technology for vascular access so that the lifeline allows prolonged dialysis without the need for reinterventions, allowing the patients to have better quality of life.
A necessary innovation indeed. Now, I also believe that Xeltis is an international business with roots in the Netherlands and clinical operations throughout Europe and the US. So tell us more about why this global character matters.
Sure. So we started our clinical development in Europe. We are a Dutch medtech company indeed. Europe turned out to be faster for us to start treating patients and use our technology in the clinic. So of course, for a medtech company like Xeltis, the US is also very important. That came later. So in terms of the vascular access device, the Access, we've conducted a pivotal study in Europe and we filed for CE mark, which is expected this year. At the same time, we are conducting an IDE study in the United States so that we cover, let's say, the biggest markets in medtech.
So speaking of markets, we're at LSX. So what trends or insights you'd like to share with our viewers have you been hearing here?
So it's we just had a very interesting panel this morning about commercialization in the US and the specific challenges for European companies. And I think the key message is to start commercialization efforts early in the clinical development phase, even before FDA approval. So we are on a PMA process. We are conducting our ID study, as I mentioned, but we are already looking at things like health economic studies, reimbursement, and setting the stone for entering the market successfully in the United States. We are building our KOL network. We're speaking with scientific societies, patient groups, so that then when we get FDA clearance, everything goes smoothly after that.
So I just want to go back to the European setting, European financing, because Xeltis secured nearly 50 million euros from the European Investment Bank, or EIB, and existing shareholders to advance access, which is this vascular access conduit to the market. So based on that European funding, your hopes for the US access must be quite positive.
They are, and we are commercializing earlier in Europe, which is also a good thing, right? Because we are European, so we can start in Europe, getting traction and understanding how the product develops in a commercial setting, preparing to the US commercialization. So we're very happy that we've secured the funds to do that, and I think we have very good strategies both for European and US commercialization.
Brilliant. And any closing thoughts?
No, I think on top of access, of course, this is a platform technology. So our CABG studies are also progressing. It's a very promising technology. We are answering a very important also unmet need there, because we are basically trying to avoid leg vein harvesting, which is very deleterious in this application. Patencies are also not great there. So it's a big unmet need as well. So I think this technology has the potential to improve many lives in many clinical applications.
Thank you for your time today, Paulo. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Nicole. My pleasure.